crash between two police cruisers. It causes one of those cars to flip on its side. Good evening, everyone. I'm JC Monahan.
I'm Glenn Jones. We saw this happening in the newsroom. It was a shocking sight on a busy intersection in Brockton. NBC 10's Jericho Tran joins us live there tonight with what she knows so far. Jericho.
Well, right now we know that a city police officer crashed into a school police officer. And Glenn, you mentioned it just now. That really caused a lot of traffic. Right now I'm standing on the corner of North Carey and Court Street. The good news for residents is that this is all cleared up. That was not the case earlier. So if you were being rerouted earlier, this is why. Now we know the initial contact happened right here across the street between those two vehicles. But come with me this way, though. I want to show you what the impact of that crash had. Take a look right here. You can see this is an electric pole right here. You can see just how hard that cruiser hit the pole. So hard it splintered the bottom and it came completely off its base onto the sidewalk. So you have an idea of what it looks like on the ground right now. Let's take a look from Sky Ranger, where you can see when this initially happened around 5:30. Once again on Court Street and North Carey Street. We're told that a city police officer and a school police officer were both rushing to emergency. So you kind of see that bird's eye view of what's happening. The impact forced one of those cruisers to go on its side. I actually spoke to a witness and he gave me some video immediately after that crash. He said he heard it. He ran outside and you can see the cruiser up close completely on its side right there. You can see a lot of people surrounding the area. Once again, folks, if you know this area, it is a pretty busy street. There's a couple streets that intersect right here. So a lot of cars, a lot of people were in the area. Once again, I did speak to that witness who heard the initial contact. Here's what he had to say.
All we heard was a big boom and we felt the vibration and we didn't know what happened, so we ran outside. We see two cop cars flipped over. We're like, oh. And then we ran up to make sure they were okay. One of the cops, he had a gash on his face, and then the other cop had a scratch on his head.
Yeah, so this was no minor incident. You can see part of a headlight right over here. I've actually been picking up some pieces of the bumper from that cruiser, so this was definitely a very hard hit. The good news, though, is that both of those officers did go to the hospital, but with minor injuries. That's the very latest here in Brockton. Jericho Tran, NBC 10 Boston.